Chapter 2. Detaching from external validation. Over. Most people walk around acting like they're tough, but deep down, they're fragile. Not because they're not smart, not because they're not capable, but because they still need approval from other people to feel good about themselves. They crave applause. They need attention. They want likes, comments, recognition. They overthink every word, every outfit, every move because they're addicted to validation. And you can't act like nothing affects you if people's opinions still control your emotional state. If you want to be truly unshakable, you have to disconnect yourself from needing praise, validation, agreement, or permission. You must become someone who moves in silence, not because you're hiding, but because your confidence isn't tied to outside reactions. This chapter is about teaching you how to cut the cord between your identity and other people's approval, and once you do, your mental freedom begins. Section 1. What is external validation? External validation is the need to feel accepted, praised, or approved by others. It's when you need someone to agree with you before you feel confident. You feel sad or worthless when someone doesn't like you. You can't make a decision without wondering, what will people think? We all start life dependent on external validation. Our parents, teachers, friends. We were shaped by their opinions. But staying stuck there as an adult is dangerous. Why? Because if someone else's validation gives you confidence, then their rejection can take it away. If people's opinions build you up, then their silence or disapproval can destroy you. That's not strength. That's slavery. Section 2. Why needing validation makes you emotionally weak. When you need validation, your actions are no longer authentic. They're calculated to please. You don't speak your truth. You speak what people want to hear. You don't dress how you feel confident. You dress to attract compliments. You don't chase your real dreams. You follow trends that get applause. This kind of behavior leads to 3 major problems. 1. You become manipulatable. People can control you by giving or withholding praise. If someone knows you need attention, they can feed it when they want you close and starve it when they want you submissive. 2. You lose your identity. You become a character that adapts to every room. In one group, you act loud to fit in. In another, you act humble to be liked. Eventually, you forget who you are. 3. You get emotionally drained. You constantly worrying if people like you. You fear rejection. You overthink every little thing. You seek peace, but validation addiction keeps you in anxiety. To act like nothing affects you, you need emotional independence. You need to become someone who validates themselves. Section 3. Signs you're addicted to validation. Sometimes, people don't even know they're validation junkies, but your patterns will reveal the truth. Ask yourself, do you check who viewed your story every hour? Do you feel anxious when your messages are left on read? Do you get discouraged when no one compliments your appearance or achievements? Do you change your opinion based on who you're with? Do you feel left out if you're not being noticed? If you answered yes to more than 2 of these, you're being emotionally controlled by validation, and it's time to cut the cord. Section 4. Rebuilding your internal validation system. To stop depending on others to feel worthy, you must build a new system of value, one that is internal. Here's how. 1. Define your values. Ask yourself, what do I truly stand for? What kind of character do I respect in others? What kind of life would make me proud even if no one applauded? When you define your own standards, you stop chasing approval from people with different values. 2. Set internal goals. Instead of goals like I want to have 100,000 followers or I want to go viral, create goals like I want to keep my word to myself. I want to master my emotions. I want to live with quiet integrity. That way, even if the world ignores you, you're still winning. 3. Validate yourself daily. At the end of each day, ask, did I keep my promises to myself? Did I show up with discipline? Did I act with integrity even when no one saw? If yes, congratulate yourself. You're not chasing approval, you're building inner pride. Section 5. How to stop caring what people think practically. Everyone says, stop caring what people think, but they don't tell you how. Here's how you do it. Expose yourself to judgment without reacting. Purposely post something you know people will ignore or critique. Wear something different. Express an unpopular opinion. Then, do nothing. Don't explain. Don't apologize. Don't delete it. Let yourself feel uncomfortable. Then let that discomfort pass. You are training your brain to realize you won't die if people don't validate you. Practice silent confidence. Next time you do something great, don't announce it. Don't post it. Don't tell your friends. Don't wait for applause. Keep it between you and your ambition. Learn to be proud in private. That's real confidence. Go one full week without checking who viewed your posts, asking anyone for their opinion about your choices, seeking compliments. Journal how you feel. You'll feel withdrawal at first, but then you'll feel peace, a quiet power. Section 6. Understanding the psychology behind validation addiction. Here's what's happening neurologically when you seek validation. Every time someone praises you, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical. Over time, you become addicted to these dopamine hits. Now, when no one notices you, your brain feels withdrawal. But here's the key. Dopamine can be reprogrammed. Start giving yourself dopamine through discipline, working out, finishing your tasks, meditating, writing your thoughts. Make your internal wins the source of your brain's pleasure. Suddenly, likes and comments lose their grip. Section 7. What you gain when you stop needing validation. When you no longer depend on praise to feel powerful, everything in your life changes. You walk into rooms calm, not performing. You speak your truth without fear. You say no easily, without guilt. You stop explaining yourself. You stop comparing your life. You take bold risks because you don't fear rejection anymore. The person who doesn't care about being liked becomes unbreakable. And ironically, that's when people start to truly respect you, because people can sense when your confidence is real, when it doesn't rise or fall based on their response, when you don't need them but you still treat them with calm strength. Section 8. True self-worth is quiet and dangerous. There's a level of self-worth that doesn't need words. It shows in your eyes, your posture, your decisions. You walk different. You move different. You sit in silence while others brag. You don't argue, you just improve. You don't post for attention, you move in purpose. And people notice. Why? Because the world is full of validation addicts. When they meet someone who isn't one of them, it confuses them, it intimidates them. You become rare. And rarity breeds power. Final words for Chapter 2. If you want to act like nothing affects you, you must reach a place where people's opinions do not shape your emotions. Let the world misunderstand you. Let them criticize your silence. Let them mock your peace. You don't need to be liked. You need to be self-controlled. You need to be mentally free. When you no longer chase approval. When you no longer beg for recognition. When you no longer flinch when you're judged. You stop being a puppet. And you start being a master of self.